Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Seahawks franchise. We have a big decision here to make. Do we bring back Russell Wilson or Austin Davis? If we win out, we go 9-7. So, I mean, that's a chance of making the playoffs. I'm going to bring back Russell, I really am. I think that if we go 9-7, we do have a chance of making the playoffs. You know, that's what you're paid for there. You're going to have to play through that injury, and Russell Wilson is going to be back here. Definitely not going to be full healthy. Going to have some serious injury concerns, moving that injury rating all the way down to an 82. So I'm going to try to keep the concepts really quick. We do have most of our full team back, so we might be able to make a run. I really think we could do something pretty good here. If we can win out, go 9-7, we have a win over the Rams, who are 10-2, so we're definitely not going to win the division, but maybe wild card. So let's see what happens. Let's get into this game against Minnesota. Welcome to Seattle here. We're going to be playing the Minnesota Vikings. We're going to be bringing Russell Wilson off injury to see if we can maybe win out here and have a chance of making the playoffs. It's going to be rough. It's not going to be a great chance, but we do have a chance if we win out to make a wild card. So that's what I'm banking on here. It's going to be a rough game, though, against Minnesota. We know they're ferocious pass rushers up front with Everson Griffin, Danielle Hunter. But we are healthy as well. We're going to have Baldwin, Tyler Lockett. Russell Wilson is going to be back. So we're going to see what we can get done here at Seattle. And we are going to be let out by Russell Wilson coming off an early broken thumb injury. Let's go ahead and see what he can do. His first play back, he's going to hit Penny for a nice gain. And that's going to be my game plan. Get the ball out early. Avoid hits at all costs to Russell Wilson. After a holding call, that's going to back us up to a 1st and 20. We're going to go empty here. Russell Wilson really cannot afford to take any kind of punishment whatsoever, as I'm going to have to throw, and he's going to hit a net for a very nice game, showing his ability to scramble already. 3rd and 2 here. Going to see if I can roll out with Wilson and get the first down, as I'm just going to fire to a wide open Vanette, who should have the first down with ease. I really want to get the ball out of Wilson's hands ASAP. Cannot afford to give him a sack at all. As Tyler, and it's going to be intercepted by Kendricks. Bad read there, but a little behind Lockett, and that's going to be an interception by Wilson. Russell Wilson not starting out as planned here, throwing an interception on his first drive back. Minnesota's going to have the ball. Kirk Cousins drops back and finds Conklin. 3rd and 6, pretty big play right here. And Kirk Cousins is going to get sacked by Frank Clark. Seattle's defense has stepped up of late. And it's going to bring up a 4th down. What a play. Needed a big play after that interception by Wilson. And we get a sack. If I'm being honest here, even if we win out, I don't like our chances of making the playoffs. There's a lot of good teams in the NFC. But we'll see what happens as Rashad Penny gets a block here, and we know how much speed he has racing down the sidelines. Rashad Penny breaks another long touchdown. This rookie is unbelievable. Rashad Penny against Minnesota's defense, and we know how ferocious they are. Gets some good blocks, but he has blazing speed once he's in the open field, and that's going to give Seattle a quick 7-0 lead. It's going to be a 1st and 10 for Kirk Cousins coming back on the field. He's going to be under center, and they're going to hand it to Cook, who gets met by Chancellor. 2nd and 9 here by Minnesota. Kirk Cousins is going to take the snap, and he's going to fire to a wide open Dalvin Cook. And Kirk Cousins is going to be under pressure. And Frank Clark with another sack. That's what I'm talking about. Kirk Cousins under pressure is not the best. And he has shown that over his career. Man, I can't wait to be able to call a lot of man coverage. I really love calling man coverage. I just can't. My corners are not good enough. Kirk Cousins is going to take the snap and hits Morgan, but gets drilled, and that's going to be an incomplete pass. It's going to be a 3rd and 17 here. Seattle's just going to back off a little bit and only rush 3, and he's going to fire down the field and overthrows Kendall Wright, who had a step on 2 defensive backs. And that's a rough play. Tyler Lockett is nearly over 1,000 yards on the season rushing. I mean, Rashad Penny, it doesn't seem like it, does it? But he is getting up there. As Russell Wilson is going to fire to Baldwin on the run. And he's going to pick up some decent yards. 3rd and 11. Let's see what happens here. Minnesota is going to send a little pressure as I'm going to fire. And that's going to get caught there over the middle by Jerron Brown. We are going to attempt a field goal. It's going to be a long one. Let's see if we can hit it. It's going to be a very long field goal. And we nail it. And we're going to take a 10-0 lead over Minnesota. See, here's my point for making the playoffs. Like, Detroit has a good record, but if they lose 2, we have a win over them. So a lot of these good teams, we do have a win over. But it's still going to be tough to make the playoffs as Adam Thielen hits down the streak. And Kirk Cousins throws a dime to Adam Thielen. 3rd and 8. Seattle's showing pressure here. Kirk Cousins is going to drop back. And he has all day in the pocket. And he's just going to throw it away there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Minnesota's going to go for the field goal here. You guys remember when you could jump over the center? Was it Bobby Wagner or Cam Chancellor who went over the center that one time and just completely blocked it? That was insane. Yeah, if we can start relying on the run game a little bit, I feel like we're going to do really well. Because, you know, we do have Russell Wilson, who is amazing, as that was a kind of a poorly thrown pass there, led right into a defender. 3rd and 10, Minnesota's pass rush really gets off at this stage, as Russell Wilson's going to have to scramble for his life, and he's going to throw it. No! Jerron Brown, you can't move away from your assignment there. It's going to bring up a 4th down. 2nd and 12. Kirk Cousins is going to take the snap, and he's going to hit Morgan, who hangs on to it this time, but it's going to be a long 3rd down. 3rd and long, Minnesota here. Kirk Cousins in the shotgun formation. I'm going to send pressure, and he's going to get stood up. Kirk Cousins has 3 sacks by Frank Clark already in the 1st quarter. As you can see here, just stands up Kirk Cousins. And that's going to be another punt for Minnesota. 3rd and 9. Big play by Seattle here if they can pick this up. As Wilson's going to scramble for it, and he slides down. And he's going to be able to pick up the 1st. New set of downs for Seattle. They're going to hand it to Penny here, who gets demolished. Offensive line just did not hold up there. It's going to be a 3rd and 17. Minnesota is going to bring a few people. I'm just going to have to get it away. And Russell Wilson did take a hit there. Thankfully, he's not going to be injured, though, after that hit. Kirk Cousins is going to get a bit of a short field to work with here. And he's going to hand it to Cook, who gets destroyed by Jordan behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 5. Another 3rd and long here for Minnesota. They can't seem to get out of these situations as Kirk Cousins fires to Diggs. And he's going to come up with a big grab for Minnesota to convert the long 3rd down. Seattle showing a blitz here. It's going to be a 1st and 10, and Dalvin Cook finds a hole, breaks a tackle, and that's going to be a touchdown. Dalvin Cook breaking tackles here, and he's going to fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown, and that's really not what Seattle needed. Looking to run the tables here. As you can see, a few people missed a tackle, and then Dalvin Cook is just off to the races. I'm going to line up a little close to the center here. I'm looking to get the ball out quickly. I really don't want any trouble. But Baldwin has got to hold on to that, man. That was my game plan. I thought Baldwin could make some tough catches. 3rd and 8, a very tough situation against this Minnesota defense as I'm going to have to get outside. And there's going to be a lot as I'm going to have to float that. And Baldwin comes up with it. Luckily, it was not intercepted. I guess Baldwin is going to make a tough catch after dropping that slant. Just look at that. Russell Wilson throws it up. And Baldwin is going to come up with it. After a devastating holding play, it's going to back us up. We had a good gain as well. That's really bad. Oh, and Russell Wilson's going to take a nasty hit that he cannot take. 3rd and 30. Let's see what happens. I feel like Minnesota's going to get a nasty pass rush off, as I'm just going to have to run with it with Wilson for a relatively decent game, but it's not going to get much. Minnesota now out with the ball after the punt by Seattle. And Latavius Murray is going to come into the game for a short gain. 3rd and 6. Minnesota's going to be in a tough situation. And he's going to fire it to Diggs. And that gets broken up. It could have nearly been intercepted. But it gets deflected, and they're going to have to punt it away. 2nd and 13. It's going to be a risky play as Russell Wilson gets sacked again by this Minnesota defense. Ooh, I do not like this look at all by Minnesota. I really don't. This pass rush is going to get off very quickly, I believe. And Russell Wilson, I don't even know what happened there. It's going to bring up another 4th down, though. Cousins is going to line up under center again, and they're going to hand it off again to Cook, who loses yardage on that play, and that should bring us to the 2-minute warning. It is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning, but Minnesota's going to line up 5 wide. Kirk Cousins is going to be under center here, and he's going to fire to Diggs, and he finds him. 1st and 10 here now for Minnesota. Cousins is going to step back, and he's going to fire. It's going to be intercepted. Alexander with the pick, and he might go. He has Kirk Cousins to beat, and Kirk Cousins stops him. Alexander with the interception, and maybe a game-changing moment. Kirk Cousins just fires into a tight window, and Alexander comes up with the pick. What a huge play. Man, I can't stand when the defenses line up this wide. It's almost impossible to defend, as I'm going to fire a curl route here to Marshall, which is just a beautiful pass by Wilson. It's going to be a 2nd and goal here. We're going to take the snap, and I'm going to fire, and I tried to fade it there over the top to Vanette. I'm not going to lie, I like that Vanette matchup there against Terrence Newman. I don't know. We'll see what happens. As I'm just going to scramble out with Wilson, and he might be able to run forward, and it looks like he will. Touchdown. Russell Wilson using his legs. Oh, and he gives him the dab. He just dabbed on him, bro. He gave him that Cam Newton dab. You know what I'm saying here. Just sees an opening, and he's so fast. He's just going to get that touchdown, and we're going to take a lead heading into half. Intercepted. Kirk Cousins throws a pick again. Oh my, Kirk Cousins is just not playing well. I was expecting them to run the ball, but Kirk Cousins gets intercepted. That's a huge play. Kirk Cousins is choking here very bad. 2nd and goal here. Let's see if we can punch it in, as I'm going to find Dixon, and that's going to be Russell Wilson's first passing touchdown coming back from injury. And we're going to go up 2 scores over Minnesota after that Kirk Cousins INT. So Minnesota just ran the clock out there. It's going to bring us to the 3rd quarter. And man, things were pretty tight until Kirk Cousins threw 2 interceptions in key situations, which is very good for me. You know, that's going to give me a chance to win this game. Maybe win out and see if we can make the playoffs. I do need some teams to lose, especially Carolina. And Cleveland took out Carolina. That's going to be big for me. I would really need the 49ers to lose out, though, if I would like to make the playoffs. But let's go ahead and get into the 3rd quarter here. First and 10, and Minnesota's going to go 4 wide to start things off here. And Kirk Cousins has all day, and he's going to find Dalvin Cook, who gets a decent gain there on the first play. Kirk Cousins is going to try to bounce back from that horrific 2 drives he had at the end of the second quarter. That was just very bad. Oh, and he has him deep. That's going to be a big play. And Stephon Diggs is able to come up with it. Cover 2, he just hit the post there, and that hurts. 3rd and short here. Kirk Cousins is going to step back in the pocket and get sacked by Shaquem Griffin. I think that's 2 weeks straight now with a sack. And that's going to bring up a 4th down for Minnesota. This Seattle defense has stepped up majorly, and right in the same time we need them to. We got to get hot late in the year here. To be honest here, my plan is to just stick to the running game, try to run the clock out as much as I can, and get a few yards while I'm doing it. And we're going to pick up a 1st down there with Rashad Penny. Already averaging 9.3 yards a carry against this Minnesota defense. It's going to be a 2nd and long here. Really need to pick something up. Oh, Russell Wilson gets demolished by Sheldon Richardson. I mean, my guard just got thrown around there. 3rd and long. Minnesota's defense is really great in these situations as Russell Wilson's going to fire deep. And he hits Marshall. What a throw by Wilson. Splitting the seams of the very talented safeties there in Minnesota. And that's the arm strength you get with Wilson and the accuracy. And then Marshall just making a tough grab. Take a look at that. That's a beauty. And it's going to already put them in field goal range. 3rd and 7. I would love to be able to convert this as I'm in a very, very tough spot. Just throw it, please, and Lockett catches it. But I believe that was for a loss of yards. See if we can nail this. And we're able to hit it, and that's going to make it back to a 14-point game again. It seems like Minnesota's really struggled to convert against cover 3. Cover 3 has really held them to a short amount of offense here as Dalvin Cook is just not getting a lot of yards. He's had 1 big run, but other than that, not good. I am starting to call man a little bit. I just back off Thielen, double team Diggs, and I'm not too worried about Kendall right there. So I feel like we can play man decently, especially... Oh, no. And I say that, and then Shaquille Griffin just gets burnt. As I say that, I backed him off as well. How fast is Adam Thielen? Go ahead and look at this. That's karma if I've ever seen it. Look how far Shaquille Griffin's backed up there. Does he just not recognize it? Look at that speed, though. By Adam Thielen, that's game-breaking speed if he can outrun that. And it's going to be a touchdown for Minnesota. 1st down here for Seattle, coming back after not a real good drive as Russell Wilson has Brandon Marshall open. He's going to take a hit, though, but he's able to hang on. 3rd and long here again for Seattle. They're having trouble converting as I'm going to have to get it off fast. And that's going to be close. And I am going to go for it here on 4th down against Minnesota's defense. Let's see if we can pick it up. As it's going to be a quarterback draw, and Russell Wilson has it. And he's going to smartly go down there without taking contact. Picks it up, though. 2nd and decently short here as I'm just going to lay it underneath for my tight end, Vanette. And that's going to be close to another 1st down. 3rd and inches here, but we have the back who we know can pick it up. Usually, Chris Carson, is he going to be able to get it? And he does, and he has a lot more. A lot more. Chris Carson with his best run of the day in a critical situation. Yeah, let's just keep this run game going here. Seems to be working well as I'm going to juke and pick up a few good yards with Penny again. Rashad Penny's going to line up here in the backfield again, and he has a lot of room. And he's just breaking tackles, already at 100 yards. And he is going to be a monster here. 1st and goal here. And I'm going to fire it. No! Oh, that's nearly intercepted. I expected him to lob it there. I was going for the fade. 2nd and goal, and I'm going to hand it off to Penny, who gets hit for a loss. And now we're going to be facing a 3rd and goal. It's going to be a pretty critical situation here. I would love to be able to hit a touchdown, but we'll see as Russell Wilson gets sacked. Man, he's taken a beating today, and thankfully he stayed uninjured. Minnesota with 5 sacks. And if we hit it, it's a 10-point lead. Oh, I thought he was going to miss. But we do hit it, and we're going to take a 10-point lead here late in Seattle. So down 10 points here. Minnesota is here in the 4th. Let's see if Kirk Cousins can come back. He's been under pressure a lot, and he escapes a sack and throws it away. Kirk Cousins is going to step back here, and he's going to lob it. Oh! Bobby Wagner lays out to try to break it up, but it's caught. I cannot allow chunk plays in this point in the game at all. I really can't. Oh, and Thielen comes back. My goodness, Adam Thielen has destroyed me. He's really just broke my defense. Any kind of momentum we had, he just took away. And I think he would have had Thielen deep there again. If you want to take a look at it, he had a step on Shaquille Griffin. 3rd and 2. What is Minnesota going to pull up here? They're going to pass it. And he's going to fire to Thielen, who drops it in one of the most critical situations they've had. He's had some good catches, but you got to catch that. That's going to bring up a 4th and 2. And Minnesota's going to go for the field goal to try to make it a 1-possession game. Let's see if they can hit it. And they do. I thought he missed it. I thought it was undershot there, but he hits it. And that takes it back to a 7-point game. 1st and 10. I'm going to have to hit Lockett here, but oh. And Russell Wilson misses. 3rd and 8. It's really a big play here, and I mean big. We've got to get outside the pocket, and Russell Wilson should be able to scramble for this. And he does, and he picks it up with ease there. New set of downs for Seattle, just trying to milk this clock a little bit as Rashad Penny is going to fight forward there, showing some effort here late. 3rd and 1, going to bring in our short yardage back here. See if Carson can get the job done. Let's see if he can. Oh, I think he was stopped. I really do. He was. 4th and 1. I feel like we got to go for this. Let's put Penny in the game and see if he can do anything different. And oh, we're stopped. No. What a stand by that Minnesota defense. And man, I cannot have it end like this. After the lead we had, I cannot let it go away like this. It's going to be a 1st and 10. 8 minutes left. Plenty of time for Minnesota. And I bet this is where Kirk Cousins just picks us apart as he hits Dalvin Cook there for about 9 yards. Let's see if we can stuff the line here. 3rd and 1. Audibling is Cousins, who gets hit. And Dalvin Cook is going to break tackles and pick up the first. I just don't want to do anything stupid here. 2nd and 8. I don't want to give up an easy completion, but we do to Thielen. And we know his speed. This is our chance here to cause some disruption. We're going to line up wide. We're going to see what happens here, but they're going to run it. What a call. What a call by Minnesota. A toss play? A toss play, man. That hurts. 2nd and goal. They're going to hand it. They're going to hand it. And Cam Chancellor is there to pick up the tackle. 4th quarter winding down, about to hit the 2-minute warning. 3rd and goal. Big play. Big play. As Kirk Cousins is going to be under serious pressure. And it's going to be incomplete. Can Seattle make a stand? That's going to be the question here. And it's going to be a pass play. It's going to be a pass play. And it's broken up. Seattle takes control of the ball. Seattle's defense just stepped up there in the red zone. And if we can pick up a 1st down here, the game is over. Most likely, as we're Chris Carson. He fumbled? He fumbled. Was the knee down? That's all I need to know. I think it may have been down. Was it down? It was. It has to be, right? Well, I can't call a challenge. Booth review. It has to be. Oh, and Minnesota is going to call a timeout. Okay. I almost lost my shit there. Minnesota is going to have to use their last timeout here. It's going to be a 3rd and 6. Just going to have to toss it down here. And at least it's held on to. And I'm just going to let the clock run a lot before I punt it back to Minnesota. Okay, it's going to be a 1st and 10. Kirk Cousins has no timeouts. 42 seconds on the clock here to get a touchdown. They're going to have to move at a rapid speed. He has all day, though. Oh, and he's going to fire it over the middle for that big of a gain. They're going to have to go for Hail Mary here. The game is right here. And he's going to get fumbled. And the game is over. And Russell Wilson is going to take a knee. And he's going to enjoy that victory lineup there. Coming back off injury early. Playing a great game. Started off a little shaky towards the end. He played better. Definitely seen an improvement in the offense when he came back. Our defense really held up well. And now we're going to move to 6 and 7. And that's another game closer to winning out and possibly making the playoffs. So right now, this is what I'm looking like here. We are 6 and 7. And we're not real high in the rankings here. We're going to have to... Man, look at all these teams, though. With already 8 wins, and that's not even leading their freaking division. Jesus. So that's the division. That's the division. That's the division. So the Redskins would be a wild card as of right now. The North, the Lions are doing. And then the 49ers would be the next wild card. Gosh, it's really going to be rough to try to win the playoffs. I mean, to try to... Oh, God. I don't even know if we can. I really don't. That's going to be a tough hill to climb to make the playoffs. But we do have a chance here. We're going to be playing the 49ers for a revenge game after they beat us 2 weeks back. I don't know. It's going to be tough. I really would like to make the playoffs, though, and see what we can do. But who knows what's going to happen. We're going to be playing the 49ers. I would love to take them out. Maybe take them out of the playoff race and get me a little closer to making the playoffs. But if you guys did enjoy this episode, make sure you hit that sub button and tune in to all my other episodes. I usually upload my franchises every other day. So make sure you check those out. And I will see you guys next time. Peace out.